Hello everybody, vanburman here. Today I want to talk about Alexis Sanchez's proposed move to Arsenal and just running through some of the stuff, on FIFA to do with it, just to give you a bit of a visualization. Now I was going to do a video on Remy joining before, but stopped doing that. But as you will be aware, that never materialized. So yeah, I don't really have anything to say about that. I still could do, of course, and it would be a good signing, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Sanchez joining. Now, I remember playing Football Manager 2005, and I actually signed him on there. So you think that he's 23 now. I signed him when he was 15, and on my when I was playing for Rangers, and he was a very good player then, and he is a very good player now. £32 million has been the sum bandied around, and he's basically got all the skills and all the attributes that you need for a winger, basically. He's quick, he's very skillful on the ball. As you all know, you've seen him playing for Chile in the World Cup, no doubt. And he's just a very good player, very classy player, very technical. Not a strong player, but he makes up for it with his movement and his ability, and of course his pace, because he is a very fast player. I think there's always space for a player like that in Arsenal. I mean, there are a couple of things that Wenger needs to address in regards to players and their positions. And of course, two of them is obviously Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Theo Walcott, which is quite important when you consider a Sanchez deal to Arsenal. Especially as, Oxlade-Chamberlain is, seen as perhaps being a central midfielder one day. A lot of people have said, he's got the attributes for that. He's a very quick player, there's no doubt about that, but there's no reason a quick player can't play in central midfield. So that's one of the issues that I think Wenger needs to sort out next season, just decide what he's going to do with the Ox. If he's going to say he has to be keep him as a winger his whole career, then that's fine. But I think a decision does need to be made on that. And of course, Theo Walcott playing up front. He's never made any qualms about his desire to play up front. And I think he can play up front, but he really does need a second player up there, or someone who's very centre forward minded just behind him in order to make that work. And that's not been Wenger's philosophy for recent times. And that will basically, those decisions are sort of being shown to be made if Alexis Sanchez does come, because it does seem to suggest that one of those two might be given their preferred position. Either Theo playing as central striker or the Ox playing as central midfielder, because both of them take up those wing positions at the minute, and bring in a winger that would directly compete with them will either, push one of those two into their preferred positions, or will just create more competition for injuries and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, if Sanchez was to come, he would be, week in, week out starter, barring no injuries. There's no doubt about that. You don't pay £32 million for someone, you don't pay £42 million for Ozil and not play him with pretty much all the time you can, other than when he's dead on his feet. So yeah, I think that position will be taken. I mean, as we know, the Ox and Theo probably don't have the best injury records, so another winger isn't going to hurt. But yeah, like I say, Wenger needs to sort out these questions. He also needs to sort out the right back position. I'm really surprised that if the Serge Aurier deal is to be done, why it's not been wrapped up already. I mean, he clearly wants to join. See him every other day with wearing his Arsenal top, posing for a Twitter photo. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this deal needs to be done if it is going to be done. If it's not going to be done, then would be quite surprised, really, to be honest. Seeing as the player himself has said that he's coming, or whether he just misinterpreted it as to say, do you want to come? And he's like, yeah, I do want to come. I don't know. So, but I'm getting off the Alexis Sanchez deal. It'd be really good. hopefully Liverpool don't get him. I can't see why. Well, the only way I can see Liverpool wanting him is if Suarez was to go and it was part of a deal. But yeah, I'd hate to see Sanchez at Liverpool. Liverpool have got more than enough pace up front as it is without getting Sanchez. And I think Liverpool, even if they did lose Suarez, and yeah, even if they did lose Suarez, they're going to be perfectly fine next season. Will they get Champions League football without him? Well, that'll depend on how they reinvest the money, of course. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say about it all. Sanchez is a player that shows a lot of passion, or at least he has done for Chile. And of course, it's always difficult to judge, when players go away and play internationally, because they're always bound to have a lot more drive for the national team than the other clubs. But if he does come, hopefully he'll appreciate what the club's about and all else that there is to do with it. Anyway, guys, let me know your opinion on the various issues that I brought up in this, like the Ox and Theo's predicaments. And whether I can't see anyone not wanting Sanchez to come to the club unless you think. I think the only reason you wouldn't is if you think there's a better alternative. And to be honest, in terms of wingers, I can't really see who else would compete. Maybe if Chelsea hadn't signed Hazard, then that would be one. Someone else I also bought on Football Manager when he was 16, but oh well, never mind. That's how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon, guys. And goodbye.